Hi there, my name is Jillian and I am the functional practitioner with Reverse Institute. I'm creating this video today to help people understand what it is that we do at this clinic, how we can help you, and what makes us so different. So if you'll bear with me for just a few short minutes, I'm just going to share this presentation on what makes us so different. So what makes us different are the 6 foundations of health that we focus on. And what are these 6 foundations? They're nutrition, digestion, blood sugar regulation, mineral balance, which we are going to focus on today, fatty acids, and hydration. All of these are equally important, and if we don't fix all 6, then we have a good possibility of not identifying what's going on with our health. So we are focusing today on hair tissue mineral analysis, which is HTMA. Why do we use HTMA here at Reverse Institute? Well, the reason is simple. One, it is very reliable, highly accurate. Minerals don't deposit randomly. They deposit in a very distinct mineral pattern. So we can identify which type of metabolism that you have. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it balanced? That will also indicate the type of stress that you're carrying around in your body. So a lot of you might be thinking, well, I don't need a mineral test because I've already had my blood work run. Well, the myth here is that blood tests are reliable when it comes specifically to understanding mineral deficiencies and toxicities. The truth of the matter is blood tests are not reliable in the sole fact that they are tightly regulated. So your blood has the ability to pull from other sources to maintain a very tightly regulated, stable amount. And if you're pulling from your cells and you're pulling from your bones, all of those things become deficient even though the blood stays stable. So magnesium would be a good example. Magnesium is run on lab panels all the time, and people will come in and say my magnesium is fine. The truth of the matter is they're severely deficient, and because their blood labs showed that they were fine, that's not something that they've ever focused on. So what can HTMA discover? It can discover obviously mineral imbalances, heavy metal toxicity, vitamin deficiencies and excesses, stress and inflammation, adrenal and thyroid function. So this one's very important in the work that we do. We never ever diagnose, but we do support. So an HTMA panel can really provide us with an indication of what's going on with your thyroid. Many people have their thyroid checked over and over again and their blood labs come back fine. But an HTMA can discover a deficiency years before a blood panel can. And also your metabolic rate. So one of the other myths is that you don't have a nutritional deficiency if you eat healthy. Now, this could not be further from the truth. For instance, did you ever take birth control pills? Or have you ever had a copper IUD? So those are really high indicators that you might have a copper nutritional deficiency or toxicity, depending on whether or not you have consumed either of those or had one inserted. So estrogen in itself plays an important cofactor with copper. And normally, people that have taken birth control pills for any amount of time will show copper toxicity. When we have copper toxicity, this is some of the things that it can create. So it impairs serotonin, lowers dopamine, and impairs GABA. So any of these things, depression, difficulty sleeping, reduced concern, increased anger, racing thoughts, inability to focus, heightened anxiety, all of these things could be contributing because of a copper excess, all because of something that wasn't even food related. Now that will impair your ability to digest. It will impair your ability to process other heavy metals that you might have mercury or you might have lead. So all of these things are in combination, and this copper excess will not show on a blood test. Myth number 3, if you take vitamins, you're protected against deficiencies. This could not be more inaccurate. Hundreds of people come into the clinic every day with bags full of vitamins that they have been supplementing with all on their own. A word of caution, you should never, ever supplement without knowing exactly what your body needs. And this person right here is a prime example. So this person was supplementing with vitamin D. This profile shows that this person clearly should not be supplementing with vitamin D. Calcium levels would have skyrocketed. Potassium would have already dropped below the lower value that it's presenting, and boron would have dropped even lower had this person supplemented with vitamin D. And guess what? They were, and it was causing chaos in their other mineral balances. So never, ever, ever supplement with something that you think you should be taking because you've heard it's good for you. Vitamin D supplementation is necessary for some, but super detrimental to others. So our process can and will help you in the following ways. So HTMA is an accurate depiction of your current health. And this is the first step we now take with any person's program, including those that start with us online or in clinic. It is valuable information that helps us understand everything from your digestion status to what foods you should or shouldn't be eating. When I do something, I do it to the best of my ability. I am not just trained in HTMA. I sought out the best of the best and worked under two legends of HTMA analysis. These brilliant men, Dr. Rick Malter and integrative health specialist Rick Fisher, have taught me to analyze each person's test and not take it at face value. There is a big difference between reading a lab result and understanding it. And finally, understanding your current health, we are able to utilize our functional therapy expertise and tools to help address each and every single concern. A customized approach should always be the only approach. Knowledge is power here. And I'm just going to share with you a quote from Albert Einstein. He once said, "Be a voice, not an echo." I think this really plays true in our clinic, and especially for the way that I go about an approach that is not conventional. So I definitely am not scared to step outside the box to make sure that you are getting the best quality advice and care. You wouldn't be watching this video if other people were able to do what we can do at this clinic. The last thing is, if you have any questions, it is always best to text me directly, 226-246-6668. I would be happy to answer any questions that you've got. Anything that relates to your health or our program, please feel free, reach out, and we can go from there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this answered a few of your questions going forward.